people them. Have you heard what your boy, not our boy, that boy, Andrew Schultz has been up to lately?
Sometimes he's kind of my boy sometimes.
He's kind of your boy, but he shouldn't be no one's boy because he's not right in the head. Anyway, he was on Shannon, another not so sharp person, his show, Club Shay Shay, and he made a really crazy statement.
If me and you are like friends and you're not kind of roasting me or clowning me a little bit, I don't really trust you.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like, what's up with this cornball who hasn't said something up to me? Like, what is he plotting? What does he want?
You got black friends like that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's how you build a relationship with people.
Nah, we gonna have to give her some years. We ain't gonna be that.
Oh, I always say, like, with black people, like, if a white dude isn't like a little racist around you, then you shouldn't trust him.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's not a little racist around you, you can't, because what is he thinking? He's thinking way more racist over here. They gotta be a little but
he gotta keep that to himself, Andrew.
No, you gotta let a little out. Just a little out. Just to know that you're safe.
I got to lay him out.
No, you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. That would, reward a stereotype.
See? Yeah.
No, you gotta be a little racist to him.
Nah.
You telling me you spent all that time in locker rooms in the NFL and you were all politically correct? That's what I was supposed to believe?
But back then.
Don't talk about Troy Polamalu. That might offend the Hawaiian people.
Oh, God. Do you guys agree? So sick of this guy. I'm so sick of him. Your white friends to be a little bit racist to your face.
I couldn't even begin to fathom the thought because, but it's okay. I get where he's coming from, but I wouldn't feel comfortable because I don't banter that way. I don't even banter really tribalistically. Maybe West tribalistic banter. So like Nigerian, like Caribbean, that type of tribalistic banter. Did you feel like I'm imagining all sorts. No, not the stereotype or the negative connotations of what tribalistic came in your head. But I mean, me and my friends do not do tribal wars per se. I remember I had a friend in school that we used to kind of do a little bit of Nigerian Ghanaian banter. So there was a bit of that. There is no way that I feel that I'm going to have white friends and we're going to be bantering racistly. And then I'm like, yeah, you're a real one because I know what you're thinking.
I can't lie. And I know this might be controversial, but I can't even contribute to this because I don't have current white friends.
Yeah.
I don't have those. And anyone in the comments who also identifies like this, please let me know. But so no, I cannot imagine anybody that's kind of come into any of the circles I've ever been in that is outside of culture, that has tried to do something that I deem, and I will say I deem like unsafe for our race. I have shut them down and made them feel very unwelcome. Like it doesn't run with me at all. I don't banter about that. You can't play those. And I think like this is I think it's quite male.
Yes.
This is quite male. Like they do this kind of like racist banter, like it's supposed to be fun and we're not supposed to take it seriously. Like you can do that, but not over here. Not over here. I don't like that.
Nance?
I'm a banterer and I don't find racist things offensive all the time. So my confession is with some of my white friends, it can get a little bit dicey. I mean, you guys know this when I'm talking and you tell me to don't do it on air. So you know where my sense of humor is.
I can imagine you saying shit, but I'm wondering, like, what kind of stuff do they...
Could they say to you? They can say standard stereotypes. Like they can talk about black people time.
Okay.
They can talk about food and like warming up stuff in a workplace. Like, you're going to bring all of your food. Like they can do stereotypes.
But they can't like say...
You absolutely cannot say the N-word, but I don't even like it when black people say the N-word. Yeah, you can't be like, yo, my... nigga, like absolutely not. You can't do yo either. Like you can't do like cliche.
Yeah, no, that's different.
But banter, we can banter, and obviously you got to be able to take my banter because it can be highly offensive. And if you're my brethren, you'll know I still love you, but sometimes your people are absolute fuckeries, and I'm just going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know.
Calling them a colonizer.
To their face.
Okay.
And
Is
maybe
that
talking about
racist or
your...
factual? It's factual.
Stereotypes are always seeping inside, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, is this?
no.
Okay.
Girl,
Okay.
unfortunately for my 2 white friends, they are always the minority. So, you know, we've been in group chats on some, no, because white people could this and this, that and the other, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's never a point where it's, because you know what black men are like, excuse me? I don't care if you date them, what you're not going to do. No, and also, I also, when I say I'm not, I mean, I can be racy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not sometimes racy, not racist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just a bit on the sides, a bit, but that's within my black friends.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't do that with someone who's not black because I'm talking about lots of things I shouldn't be, which is why, kids, stay off Twitter. Go in your group chat.
Yeah.
No one's finding nothing about me from 2013 when I was saying wild things. And I say wild things all the time. 'Cause it's in my group chat and it doesn't get...
That's where it
Leave.
should
That's
stay.
what it should be.
But
Yeah.
they could screenshot.
No,
Even-
we're going to the
even
break.
that.
No.
But I guess where Andrew's coming from is that, because then that means if you've got friends, and similarly, I don't have white best friends. I have colleagues. I have more colleagues in the industry who we've had a nice working relationship with. So that barrier will never be crossed. But my friendship circle, I don't have anyone white. So, but then that means there's a barrier between your friendship, because if they're your girls and they're holding something back, or they might have a perception, like, what is that thing where they might be like, oh, you fucking...
Listen, all I've got to say is, ain't no white person say no shit round me straight.
Yeah.
You can't, like, I don't want my white friends to even think racist thoughts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I definitely don't want them to say that shit around me for me to feel safe. Like, no, you can't be talking about, you know, you can't be saying the N-word. You can't be saying all black people. You can't be stereotyping that you lot ain't got no dads. I don't want to hear none of that shit. And just
What? I just think there's so many...
The stereotype.
They are.
I would
There's
find
so
that
many-
You can't
You're
like,
gonna
it's a
laugh.
stereotype.
I would find that funny.
Yeah, but there's so many things that are funny.
That
I mean,
don't
you
get me
know
wrong,
about.
I just-
There's so
I
many
just-
other
In
things.
ours, we're in our community. Yes, that
That's
could
it.
be funny, but not. Nah, if you're
Because
not
there's
one of
certain
us.
things-
she's
there-
like-
there are certain things that I'm not going to say,
Mm.
that I might say amongst us, but I'm not going to say that to my white friend, because they might find it, you know,
Offensive.
So you've got to kind of
So then that means they can never be your true friend. But then saying that in your
no,
friendship
it's boundaries. And
Yeah.
there's certain things that I wouldn't say to my friends who might be on a little plump side. I'm not going to
Yeah.
say to them, yeah, you put on weight.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that to them. You
I
know,
feel
I'm just-
offended.
Why are you feeling offended,
I'm
girl?
a
You
little
look
bit
good.
plump.
Look like your background. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not going to say that.
But then is that true friendship if you can't say, oh, is that popcorn coming out? If you can't say everything that you want to say,
Yes, it is.
is that true friendship?
Yes,
I think
it
there is something to do with men and women anyway.
Mhm.
Like they really think that, you know, like there are conversations about athletes and white athletes and rugby boys and how they'd be playing with each other's bums and doing these wild
Yeah.
things.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Right,
Like
exactly.
gay chat, and all of that. Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
I'm not a man or a
Yeah.
boy. So I don't know that the way that they do their banter and stuff is not the way that typically women would of any race.
Yeah.
So I think men want to know how fucked you are in the head so that they can assess how far they can go with you. So maybe that's what he means.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah,
It might be that.
That's interesting.
That's how I take it. It's like the quirks to somebody's personality. And I would definitely say more of, it's one particular guy, but he is a family friend now. I can push the boundaries with him and he can do the same with me. Now, I wouldn't say he could do that with everybody, and he can't do it in group settings because there'll be somebody that will be like, that's a racist over there. But you got to know who you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say things to you guys because you're my pod sisters. And like, ultimately, I love you, so you must love me. But must. Yes. But you obviously have things that I have said, and it's like, that's, you know,
Yeah, we've told you.
We've told you you need training. Yeah, you
we
need
have,
to
because
you
before
need
we
to go on the
make it,
course.
the big fan.
yeah, if I was in,
First course, Nana's taking it.
if I was in an
100%.
organisation, I would be on all of the diversity.
You get written up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
100%.
I would.
Actually, in this climate, they might even like that.
Yeah, why not?
That's what I
Oh
mean.
my God, can you imagine?
You'll be
Trump
able
would
to be
have me,
free.
like,
I think you got to understand the boundaries. But yeah, I like that analogy of the men just trying to see how mad you are.
Yeah.
And how you
But-
react to certain things.
As far as Andrew's concerned, he's just chucking it.
Honestly.
I don't think in this
Andrew's,
conversation...
I do. And I will tell you for why.
Mhm.
Because Andrew's always trying to find an excuse to say some racist shit.
There's that.
So
But he is offensive to absolutely everybody. And I'm not dick riding on this dude. I'm just saying I get his comedy perspective in coating off everybody equally. I don't think he's just racist against black people.
But he is racist against black people.
Yeah.
And he goes on black platforms a lot. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's out of proportion. It's not in proportion to everybody else's culture. Go on Asian shows, go on white shows, go on Jewish shows and do that same rhetoric there and push the boundaries there. And then we can say it's equal, but it's not. You're talking to us.
Push the boundaries.
That's what you're doing.
As far as you're pushing them as well.
Exactly.
He does go on other platforms, but I would concur that definitely he is in black spaces way more because of his co-signer Charlemagne.
Exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't get punched in the mouth enough.
Exactly.
Like, that's what it really is. Like no one. It's very much the invite to the cookout energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's sensationalism. It's in the black space I can be disrespectful to them. Not my way. Could never be me. Could never.
Could never.
But you see, I mean, it's weird. As you say, it's back to being a woman thing versus a guy thing. And I think, guy, it's that level of like...
shame is free.
Because we also say, when we're looking at who pushes, we do have obviously some black male leaders who are about anti-racism, but it's usually black women that are really driving that.
Yeah.
Let's not allow this shit. And we can see that it seems disproportionately that black men are more ready to conform to the status quo than black women, because I suppose we're always on the back foot as well.
Well, we're the culture holders. So.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's something in that. So that's why... And
we've also been the butt of a lot of people's jokes.
Yeah.
So a lot of comedians have actually built their whole repertoire actually on dogpiling on black women.
Yeah.
So I think we can be sensitive to when he's talking, but in the same way when he goes in on, and again, I'm not dick riding Schultz, but when he goes in on Kendrick and is offensive there as well, I think he is offensive to men and women. But he's also learnt, I don't think he's going to come for black women again.
Yeah,
not like he did with Shits and Gigs.
I think it'd be really interesting if he came onto a podcast and started talking about the black man and how he constantly makes babies and doesn't sit in the house and doesn't marry women and doesn't do this and doesn't do that and doesn't provide. And I think it'd be really interesting to see who then wants to banter. You know what I mean? When it's going to be funny then. When he's talking about black men breaking homes or, they're so dumb, they can only be athletes and musicians. Would it be funny then?
He has done those like jokes. I think not that I've watched him a lot, but he's not above doing those kind of jokes.
But it's not what I see.
But
That's not
but
really
just to say that Shannon Sharp, for what it's worth, did push back and go, no, not me. That couldn't be me. So not all black men would receive that.
But it couldn't be you, but he's on your platform. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just like,
I haven't watched the show yet. I'm not even going to sit here and, because I can't.
No, I'm not watching it.
So I haven't actually watched the full show. But do we know if Not So Sharp Shannon actually said something to him about the talking on black women thing?
Probably.
Did he bring it up?
I don't know, but definitely when Schultz was on Breakfast Club, Lauren did. But I don't know if
I want to know
because it was, from what I've seen, I didn't watch all of it as well because his interviews are long and he shucks and jives too much for me. He seemed to be really light with it.
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I mean.
That's how he is. He's light with everything.
Yeah,
so he can sit there and say not me, but there.
Have fun, lads. Banter, innit?
Do you know what I mean?
So the consensus is no white people. If you're going to be friends with black people, it's not about being a little bit racist and letting the racist side out. How do they ask questions, by the way, if they want to find out, well, why does your hair grow like that?
They go to
are we in year 5?
What the hell?
Like
I'm asking questions.
Can you go to Google? Go on TikTok. Like, go
Ask
there.
your mum.
At least go there first. Do you know what I mean?
Those fighting words.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, it's just too much.
Friend, though.
Because
too
they
much,
don't sit there and say, how does your hair grow out of your hair?
It's very
Why
spectator.
is it so limp? Why can't you hold it in a ponytail without hairspray?
That's the
Like,
question
what's
I would have
going
got.
on?
I had a question once from a white colleague.
Yeah.
I had a question from a white colleague and he was like to me, like, genuinely, why can't I say the N-word? And I had to spend half an hour of my fucking time
absolutely
explaining
not.
to him why he can't say it.
Never.
No.
It's like, because you can't.
No, I would be
so.
like, do it.
Yeah. No, do you know, I saw something that said, who was it? Oh my God. It might have been on TikTok where they were obviously talking about the N-word. Oh, it was Good Morning America or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
And they were having this exact same discussion. And the guy was like, why can't I say the N-word? Who was it? It was a black.
Yes.
Oh my God, this is so bad. I usually remember everything. I can't remember who it was. And they were like, do it.
Can't remember his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Just shut up then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I can't remember who it was.
Because why are you explaining it? I would literally be like, You should
Just
go
do
up
it.
to the next black man.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
See what happens. See how he takes it. You never know.
But I told him this. Oh, there was another story as well. I had to help someone because I told him he would get punched in the face. Like one shit, boy, this man works in a lot of fucked up places. But one time, yeah, this guy said he came into the office and he was like, started doing the master, that voice. What? Yeah, he started doing that voice. Yeah.
Oh, I found it.
And I was like to him, don't you ever say that again, because someone's gonna punch you in the face if you say that shit again.
What?
And he was like,
acting like
he was like,
why?
He was like, but it's from Tom and Jerry, and I was like,
he was doing, he was doing the Mary.
Yeah, and I was like, don't you ever say that shit. It's not funny.
I found it. Sorry.
Go
the
ahead.
Actor Delroy Lindo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was Delroy. It was this. I'm actually going to show it to you. It was so.
You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't.
So say it.
Say what?
Say the word you want to say.
I'm not saying that I want to say it. I'm just saying that I can't.
Sure you can. Say it. Say it right now. I will say it with you.
Okay. This on the good
The review of the day. It was
I will
on.
say it with
I'll
you.
say it with you. Let's go. So next time someone wants you to mansplain or
I'll never do that
stupid-splain,
shit. Yeah, this is years
just
ago.
like, let's go together. You think he gets in trouble.
Say it first.
You say it first on your own. Over
1, 2,
1,
fired.
2, 3. Right.
You know what I mean?
Welcome to your Aunties Could Never. I'm Auntie AK, your auntie of all aunties, and I'm here with...
I'm Farrah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, a.k.a. the Black Fairy, a.k.a. Dark and Lovely.
And I'm all things sugar and Shay Sade.
Hey! And today we welcome the princess of the airwaves, Ms. Nadia Jae.
Not princess.
No.
Oh,
Don't
I'm going to
do
get
this.
upset. I live with a Gen Z. I can't help it.
I can't
But I
even.
can't remember one. Okay, how do you do the
Give
other
me
one
one.
again?
wanted to know.
So,
I
okay,
hate it.
2 fingers up like this.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Turn them round
Yeah.
and bend your fingers.
It feels like...
That's so easy.
See?
You've explained it.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, thank you.
No, it's
You're
not.
welcome.
Because I'm always like this. What? How?
My
No, it
photographer
feels like
taught me.
exercise.
No, I love it.
This
I
is
love
so
it.
simple.
No,
Follow that
Friday.
people.
I don't want to.
What's the other one again?
What's
This
that one?
I prefer that.
What is
Oh,
that?
this is the new one.
Who's
What's the new
one?
one?
This is.
Yeah,
looks like
yeah,
in
it's a
front,
heart
No, I
though
don't
as
know what's
well.
going on.
What is that that you
It's
want?
Asian. I think it's Asian, isn't
How's
it?
it up?
In the
Because it's like
shadow.
a, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Okay, so
When I
what was
worked
it?
at
So piece up, turn it around.
Piece up, A-town
and then-
down.
Yeah,
Okay.
piece up, A-town down and bend your
I
bend.
like that.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
No, I still don't like how it looks.
Because
but I
why
like
am
the
I
explanation
doing
of it.
exercise
Oh,
with the
sorry.
floor?
I don't know, that's when
Your
you're so
feet
happy.
is like
I
this.
know.
I
Yeah,
like
when
that.
you turn it round.
I know.
No, that's
No,
not a
you're
turnaround.
right.
You just went straight in.
Yeah.
Piece
Piece
up
up.
straight in.
A-town
A-town
down,
down,
bend.
bend.
together.
And it's not
You're
sexy.
bending both fingers. Bend the top one.
Listen,
one.
You're not listening. You're not listening.
It's normal.
You're not
Okay?
I
listening.
don't remember how to do that anymore.
She's been resistant.
What we always did.
Do you know what's so funny?
Like that.
I was talking to Eddie Caddy about the fact that
You're
I'm
not
not an
bending
auntie
your
and I
top.
should be.
Yeah.
And this is exactly
Can I just say something here? I listen to you every single morning. Like, you're my favourite thing to
Thank
listen. No,
you.
literally, I'm a big ass fan. I'm Fars, by the way, when I
heart you.
message in. Anyway,
Mhm.
I listen to you, and lately you've been like, I'm not an auntie. I'm not an auntie.
No.
The
And I
last,
blame
like,
my
few
mum.
days.
I blame my mum because she's been a flagger all her life. So I was never taught how to auntie effectively. Like when Eddie Caddy was trying to explain to me what it looks like, and I was like, that could never be me.
No, but that's not us.
Yeah,
that's why
that's not
we.
us.
This
Yeah,
is
no,
why-
I know.
Yeah,
But it's
you
just,
are. Yeah, yeah.
it's mad because like, it's like, oh, why am I, like this woman texted in on the show and she was like, oh, do you find yourself saying your mum things that your mum used to say?
Yeah.
And I'm like, my mum used to be like, you could never. Or she would say things like, yeah, men are an accessory. Or like, I have a fly mum.
Yeah.
She's not for the weak. Neither was my nan. My nan was not by choice. My granddad passed away, but she was this fly, matching cigarette, matching shoes, rich Sierra Leonean woman.
Amazing.
Who was very much like, okay, I'll look after the grandkids, but that's about it. Like there was no, and my other nan as well on the other side was always out partying until she died.
I love
like,
that.
So I don't know how to auntie. I'm looking around.
That is, yeah.
That's what you want.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, embrace
That
it's
does
cool.
that.
This
But
is
are
the new
you
auntie.
even though, truly? Are you an auntie? I don't think so.
I have a niece that she's 11 months old.
Okay.
But you're like early, you're new auntie.
I'm very new.
Yeah.
And a lot of my friends are still having kids.
Okay.
But that's the same as mine.
I'm doing rich auntie on the side, but no one's really babysitting, and it's all very like...
You're outside.
Because we're all outside.
That's new auntie flavour.
Okay, all right, cool. Okay.
Now we've got that settled. All right. And some announcements. Guys, you must.
Boop the like button. Boop the like button. Boop the like button. Boop the like button.
Boop it now. Also, please, when you subscribe to our membership, you must take a note of these
my
things.
days, oh days.
Because we got thrown off.
Every week.
Bad way.
Our membership costs $1.99.
Thank you.
If you just want to be our friends, it's £1.99. If you want to be family, get involved in family things and have family access to our family group chat and our family episodes, it's $4.99. Cheaper than a bag of chips. Still.
Cheaper than a lot of things, to be fair.
Still.
Also, if you're listening on the podcast airwaves, and that's via Apple or Spotify or other listening platforms, please do this now.
Please leave a comment or two and give our 5 stars and 5 stars only. If not, return to sender. Thank you.
Strike fire upon you.
We've actually been having quite a few comments coming through actually on Spotify, which is brilliant.
Thank you so much.
People are chatting like through it like they do on YouTube.
Ooh.
So big up your chest.
Well done.
Having conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One day we will do.
Nana has
We're
been
not doing
to
it.
do a comment show.
We've been
We're not.
the pipeline.
It's coming.
Years.
It's coming, guys.
It's on the to-do list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, and just a reminder that we are aunties. We're not experts. We're just sharing our thoughts and opinions. Please do your own research. Don't come for us. We're just sharing our thoughts and opinions. I repeat it for those who don't know how to listen that we've had to deal with this week again. But we'll get into that another time. Thank you.
Oh, because you're
Don't come for
famous
us.
again.
Because we'll come for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
now what? Oh, to me, one thing about me, I'm a fight, so...
Oh, can you? Please.
Yeah.
Because,
Why do I need to fight
Are we
you lot?
addressing it now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, it's my fault. I brought it up.
No, let's go.
Who we fighting?
Unfortunately, AK was posted onto the Shade Borough again. Not again. For the first time. First time.
Girl, we made it to the Shade Borough.
Yeah.
We
did well.
Seriously. But because she made a comment and she explained her comment afterwards, but this guy's video just went viral again and Shade Borough reposted it. So she's been in the comments fighting for us, fighting for herself, fighting against the people.
Fighting against stupidity.
Listen, these people told...
Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's not me mentioning tea and then...
Wait,
It's
tea time.
It's tea time.
It's tea time.
What you?
It's tea time.
British tea time?
British tea time.
What we do.
Well, this is a black British tea time.
British
Yeah,
tea
this is home tea.
It's about the vibe
This is
as well.
home tea.
Home tea.
Tea time.
Because Black British tea time would be by Dalgetty as well.
It would be.
Yeah.
It would indeed.
Because
Who farm their things from the Caribbean
They
and
do
Africa.
indeed. What do we have? We have sorrel.
I would like sorrel.
Sorrel and hibiscus and
Yes, please.
ginger.
Because it is tea time. This is what every British person does.
When you hear the alarm,
We
you
have
have
tea.
to have tea.
Yeah.
Would you like it?
Because that's what happens in Britain.
Tea.
There we go. The black way.
I can't even.
only if you're black and British.
This is home food.
Home food tea.
The alarm does not go off anywhere else.
They're gonna. You're scared.
They're going to rinse.
I'm so scared of everything now. Because you know what's been the scariest? Like having my face on bare blogs, It's wild.
Because I don't care.
I love that you don't care.
Also-
I love that you don't care.
No, do you know, it's actually quite worrying though.
I love it.
I'm almost like wondering
love
if
it.
I'm a human sometimes. I'm like, I
Couldn't care less.
honestly, because who are these people?
Exactly.
To be honest, do you know what?
Exactly.
Actually,
True.
Phil, it's been quite fun in the street because I get to write essays and I do love an essay, right? All right, it's good for my chest. All right, guys. So look. Now back on track to enemies
Regular schedule.
of back to the regular programming. Enemies of progress because there's a lot out there this week. Guys, Jess Hilarious, our fave, our baby girl, has been getting it in the neck. She took to the internet to air her grievances with the Breakfast Club.
We supposed to be a team up that bitch. Not one person comes to my defense at all. Like when I'm not one motherfucker ever with this online shit. Why the fuck should we have to keep playing it? Man, listen, I know one thing. Angela Yee ain't that motherfucking crazy. Not as crazy as niggas try to make her out to be. Nah, it's the reason that lady wanted to leave that show. I don't know how she did that shit for 13 years, my nigga. I'm telling you. Y'all want a bitch to keep her cool. Look, check this out, y'all. Look, man. I get up every fucking day. She started doing the news. I'm like, all right, look, that's her segment. Take me off of that shit. Y'all give her that shit. Take me off that shit. This is her segment now. This is no longer just with the mess. You know, got dark fats as a mother. Okay. I said, take me off that shit. This is no longer my segment. I said it. Take me off of that. Give it to her. Give it to her. Charlamagne said, nah, I don't want it to be her segment. It damn near sure is already. Like it's her segment. She's reading it and she's doing it to the best of her ability. Shorty is like that. Yeah. That's why I picked her to fill in for me for maternity leave. That's why I picked her. Y'all need to understand something. I'm never hating on Shorty. I already told her. I tell her every day. I tell her she's pretty every day. I tell her every day. I big up this woman every day. Every day. I don't have no reason to fucking hate on that girl. I don't. No, I didn't like her when I came back because I'm like, all right, what's going on? What's going on? She knew it.
Because as you know, Jess Hilarious won out the kind of the auditioning to be the new Breakfast Club host once Angela Yee departed. And Jess Hilarious was the fave and she came in, did her thing, but then she got pregnant and went on maternity leave. And then in her place came Loren Lorosa, who came and did her thing. But when Jess came back, Lauren was still there. Lawrence was still in the chair. And Jess didn't feel comfortable. And it kind of spilled out to the point where now, well, the comments were like, we love Lauren. She's amazing. Jess isn't doing a great job. We thought she was going to be amazing, but she's not. And all of that caused friction. You could hear it on the airwaves if those of you watch and listen to the show. And then Jess had enough. She took to the internet last night. And then today they actually had it out. There's Envy and there's the Breakfast Club producers who are is your enemy of progress in this scenario? Nadia.
The company, because what do you mean I'm taking time off coming back and someone's in my spot?
Right.
Oh,
Facts.
I think they wanted this, to be honest with you. I think working at a radio station, your primary objective is to protect talent.
Yes.
And she was never protected, ever. And I think, there's so many... I'll stick to the question and answer that. There's so many other different things I want to say about it. But when I found out that Lauren was a producer, and I love my producers dearly, and I give them voices on my show daily, but you better get out with the roll of the tongue. Better get out of my seat.
Yeah.
Just because I gave it to you. Like, Jess said, hey, Lauren would be great whilst I go on holiday and have my baby and come back and everyone's... And for me, the enemy of progress is the company because they are the ones that seemingly they oversee everything. There's lots of other different things going on, but really and truly, it's up to them to make sure that Jess comes back and feels at home. And they didn't. So that would be my enemy.
Anybody else?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's all of them though. And I think it's just to kind of pick up on the point, it's just like going for maternity leave, coming back and someone's in your spot is absolutely wild. There is no care for her, like potential postnatal depression, all of that kind of thing. Absolutely no care whatsoever. And I think she's been kind of like sold a bit of a dream or a bit of a lie, really and truly, because she wasn't brought on there to be a reporter, right? Do you know what I mean? She's a comedian and they worked with her because the people were behind her when they were choosing who should host, right? And she basically helped the platform stay relevant.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that she built it, but she helped them stay relevant. She helped them stay current, right? And it's just a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face to any mother, really and truly, to go to work and just be replaced like that and not to be told. Like, that is crazy. And then your colleagues your actual colleagues to be gaslighting you and saying, oh no, just stay out of the comments, just ignore them. What are you talking about? It's not even just about the comments. It's the fact that you all knew that she was still going to be here when I came back. They had a plan. They had a plan and they didn't execute it and they blindsided her. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. I hope that she's okay. That's the main thing. Yeah, do you know what I mean? I hope she's got a good enough support system for her to get through this. I know she'll do fine no matter what anyway. It's not like she's lost her job or anything like that. But this is kind of heinous because this is why you can't be a girl's girl all the time. You have to choose who you're being a girl's girl with because she picked her. She picked her thinking, I've got you, sis. You should have me. Yeah. But when she came back, you don't have me like that. What the fuck?
Yeah. That's why I think that Lauren is the enemy of progress for me.
Interesting.
Because I think that Lauren, I like her. She did a brilliant job. She was very good and she is good. But if you got a job as a producer and this is your role now, I think even if the comments are saying, we love Lauren, we love her, she's so good, bounce. At least give her a month and then you work it back in. But give her time to actually like re-ingratiate herself with the audience. And Jess wasn't allowed that. She was given basically like 3 days. She came back. Why, Lauren, was you there? You needed to bounce from there. But you were there and you kind of handed it over to her. Okay, cute for you, but not for Jess. Then you went 3 days. You're back again the next week. Bounce. Like, literally do your producer job and go about your business. Think about this woman. She literally has a newborn baby.
But that's why
you're there.
It's the company.
Yeah, but I think Lauren as well, because also just read the room, innit? It's like we all could tell there was tension. We would talk to each other and literally be like, this is mad. Like, these two are kind of bickering in front of us and it's very uncomfortable. I feel like Lauren needed to remove herself from the situation.
Listen,
because it's Jess's job.
Listen, there are so many passive moves that are happening behind closed doors. I am telling you, ratings, number one. Storyline, number two. The execution or the lack of is legal. Whatever they've got Jess in, whatever contract she's in, they're allowed to do this.
Yeah.
If Jess, and they're different people in it. So Jess with the mess, my favourite, by the way, don't ever stop doing those videos.
Yeah.
Jess with the mess and Lauren's like reporting style are not the same.
Yeah.
It would have been very easy to have the Lauren reporting style segment by itself. Like, these are people who have been in the industry for decades. They know what they're doing behind closed doors. Breakfast Club has been running for how long?
Yeah.
Right. So it would have been very easy to be like, Jess with the messes segment, call Lauren's reports or whatever they want to call it.
She has her own team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What Jess is complaining about, and which, you know, people cannot comprehend, is that why are you talking in my segment?
Exactly.
And she was talking.
But it's
Talking
not
over
Lauren
her.
being allowed to do that is what I'm saying. I'm not even saying that Lauren isn't being catty, because her saying that, oh, everyone thinks I'm better than you, and, you know, everyone's coming up to me saying I'm better than Jess. Like, that is on purpose.
Yeah.
There is definitely the powers that be are making this happen, and, you know, of course they're getting what they want. We're all here talking about it. I'm in comments, guys, and when you've got a blue tick, your comment goes right to the top, and I'm like, I really need to remember not to do this. But we move. And I think that it's interesting that Charlemagne and Envy have never had to have a fight for their spot.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
I hate that.
Two black women, completely different, by the way. Different styles, different, even their professions are not the same.
Yeah.
But they can't exist in one space.
Exactly.
What, there's some sort of like, oh no, like, how can we make this both work? You know how to.
Exactly.
So instead of doing that, you made the Breakfast Club open their sesame like that, open their back doors, open their garments on air.
Yes.
And it was brilliant. I mean, it's profound. I was listening. And maybe I wouldn't have listened if that didn't happen. But I'm telling you, it's been done on purpose. But Jess is if I was Jess, I would leave. I'll be honest with you.
I see this. I don't want her to, because lots of people were saying that. They was like, leave and sue.
Yeah.
I would.
But I don't want her to leave.
She has to leave. Shall I tell you why? It will never do well on the back of her tears.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm out.
I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's the company.
Yeah.
I think, but I think it's the company, and I think it's everyone else but Jess. Because they have a duty of care to her. Her co-presenters have a duty of care to her. None of you lot are going to leave this place and go on leave and come back or have a baby or whatever the case might be and come back, and we're not going to ask you, are you all right?
Yeah.
We're not going to have a next person say, look, we've had guest presenters in. when we've been on extended holidays.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
If Maria would just be like, oh yeah, she's going to be here.
We've had guest presenters in when one of us have been on like an extended leave, yeah? That person has not been here, staying here every week since then. They don't, because we explain to them, yeah, please, if you can help us out, wonderful, we love you, come and join us, yeah? But it's caveat, when the auntie comes back, you bounce. And because you can't be on here making the actual presenters feel uncomfortable.
The fact that Lauren is doing amazing.
Yeah.
That's not a problem, you know.
It's not.
Then as a boss, you decide, okay.
That's what
actually.
But yeah,
that's why I
it's
think
a win-win. It could have been a win-win situation, and it could have been a celebration as well, kind of thing. That actually, because Jess had time away, we were able to discover this talent, have this moment, bring Jess back, and like, look at us now. We are forced to be reckoned with, and this is the new iteration of the Breakfast Club. Yeah. That's what it could have been. But no, because they're lazy, and just going to stupid tactics, they were just like, oh no, let's pit them against each other. And Charlamagne and be like, oh, you shouldn't be in the comments. What?
No.
What are you talking about?
Because to be fair, for a minute, I have been like, nah, Lauren, I blame the company, because I think it's the dynamics and having been a producer as well. That I was saying that if there's the bosses, and then there's the producers that deal with the daily shit. And it's that where emotions and relationships and friendships start to make navigating these spaces a bit difficult. I'll give them that. But that doesn't matter when you've got to deal with things professionally. Who understands about what a woman goes through when they go on maternity leave? Who understands a young, fresh upstart that's like, I'm really good at my job and I'm really excited and I want to be here, because she's the producer, but I don't know how much power she has.
She's a senior
No, I know,
producer.
but I don't know was that the role immediately? Because that's
what they said.
She hasn't been saying senior producer. Like, it wasn't made clear either to us who's listening. And Breakfast Club are notorious for having people come in and disappear and stuff like that. And you don't know what's going on and you get attached to them. Because I definitely enjoyed Lauren. I'm a fan of Jess Hilarious. But when Lauren came in, I was like, yeah, she's doing an amazing job.
Agreed.
And when Jess came back and there was this backbiting, I was like, why is she being horrible to Lauren? I didn't get the dynamic. So as a listener who's warm to Lauren and is looking at like, well, so what's going on with Jess? Why is Jess being rude? Because there's times when Jess is speaking rude. And I'm thinking, well, why is this happening? When Jess was gone, Charlamagne was not nice to Lauren. It's like he was hazing her. And it kind of felt like he was on Jess's side, loved Jess, and didn't want Jess to ever feel like I'm taking sides. That's how it came across. Yeah. But a lot of the shows he was just hazing and being horrible to Lauren. So I think I took a far away liking to Lauren. Like, yeah, they're not being nice to you in this space. Do your thing.
That's all done purposely.
And that's and all of that stuff.
She definitely had to go through the ring.
Do you guys remember when Jess first got announced and Charlamagne acted like he didn't know it was happening?
Yeah.
Like that man acted so shady. Like, they don't tell me anything. He didn't want Jess to get that job. I do not think so. No, because Jess encompasses a lot of what he is on that show. And Lauren's easy. Think of Angela. Angela was the person you could do this to.
Yeah.
That's what Charlamagne wants. He can't cope with someone like Jess who's going to give it back.
No, I didn't. I didn't think
totally
so.
Disagree.
I agree. That's what I thought.
I think he really liked
for Jess.
I really liked that. I just didn't see.
I thought he did, because the way he treated Lauren was, well, again, from listening, the way he was handling Lauren was to say, you don't get comfortable here, sis, because my girl Jess is coming back. And to the point where it felt like obviously we know Charlamagne's married, he talked about his wife all the time, but there was, even in the comments, they're like, okay, Charlamagne, relax. It's like Flip and Mel and Joey Biden, just like, relax with your emotions.
Don't you think that makes it that people then favour Lauren?
No.
Yeah, it creates that.
I get what you're saying.
It's a manipulation. He's been doing this a long time.
She's been.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
So interesting.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's happy to be. He's happy to be the bad guy. He's happy.
He's the loud, brash.
Yeah. It's evoking emotion.
It was more okay, if he was doing that, but then he did do that. So it's a bit like, what the fuck is going on here? If he was manipulating.
Then what he can do when Jess comes back, then Jess is the villain now. He doesn't have to be the villain anymore.
Also, if he was
it's a play.
If he was more like emotionally attacked, like if he cared about Jess when she was on the show today crying, he would have been like, all right, Jess, you know what? Like, he was asking her why she ain't got her head wrap.
Jokes. Everyone was getting frustrated because Charlamagne does not,
but Envy,
you know what?
No, felt it right here. I'm not an emotional person.
Emmy was
everything in black and white. So my thing is, Charlamagne, no, I know you. I know you. Why do you dislike Lauren so much? She's eloquent. She's factual. She's everything you're not. But you don't have to dislike her so obviously. But I started watching it more because it's sensationalism. It's like work.
Yeah, so it's been
that's why blogs work. Blogs want to post nice things. They want to post the mad things so that you can comment in there and be all crazy. That's just me, and I'm very.
I think you hit the nail on the head. Actually,
was it at first I thought, did Jess go on live for just because they knew? Because she was on the show before and it was fine. Then she went live talking about it. But I was like, well, what's that change? Did they have a conversation? Because when she said when she went live, she said, Charlamagne even says, just hype up the beef because it's just going to play out better.
And he knew though, that because that was the thing, her hyping it up. Think of the 2 times that she did tell Lauren to hush and shut up. And Lauren brought that up. And that was when Jess was seen as the biggest villain. Who gave her that advice? Charlamagne.
Exactly.
No, I think you're right.
Also,
I think
she does overtalk.
Set it up.
She does overtalk.
You're the producer.
Yeah. Exactly.
She speaks way too much.
You should know better.
Why, for me, she is the enemy because I just feel like you needed to fall back. But I get it. You seized this opportunity.
As she should.
Think about it, though. That's somebody else's job.
This is the thing. It's just like, that is the thing. It's just like the justification of like, oh, she's got an opportunity, so she has to go and grab it in this moment. Do you know what I mean? I don't like that.
Yes,
like, that's what I don't like. Because you're not thinking about Jess, and Jess was the one that opened the door for you.
But babe, how many times that happened in our lives? It happens. We're just seeing it play out.
I think it's playing out in front of us, but
it's nasty. It's low vibrational.
I think there's something about, I don't like the, I'm going to take it regardless, but I also think that both of them were not managed properly by your team. Because at the end of the day, if Lauren's getting in her ear, no, it's fine, you can do this, you should do this, and you're good at what you do.
Exactly.
And it's like, there's a limit of, that's not your brethren. And I think there's sisterhood and there's being like an ally to your colleague. But also, if you're getting vibes, not even necessarily, because there was an element, if we're be very real, that Lauren did a good job. Jess was, and she was pregnant. So who knows, all the hormones are going left. You had a baby, all your hormones are going left, and you had to come back to work quite quickly. You weren't ready. You don't know what's going to happen. So it's all of those things. But however, it seemed and it appeared that Lauren did a better job. So there definitely was some insecurity from Jess as well. So all of that.
She did say that.
She explained
after the fact.
But okay. But she has explained that nobody was clear to her about what's going on.
And she asked
You've
questions.
come back from maternity leave, right? You're already vulnerable because you've had to leave your baby, right? And you've come back and your bosses and your co-presenters have not explained to you what's going on. Someone is sat in the chair. That's fucking wild.
It's crazy.
It is wild. That's no way to treat somebody.
No.
At the very least, somebody should have had a conversation, because the same way she had a conversation with them about when she was coming back to work, because she would have had to, they should have taken the opportunity to say to her, this is what is going on.
That's what they should have done.
They didn't, because they wanted the drama.
But Lauren is also sneaky. It's sneaky shit. The thing is, if you can get stuff by doing sneaky shit, but you're going to lose it by doing sneaky shit.
That's
what's going to happen.
That's
you know what I mean?
Like, my whole thing with Lauren now. It's like, while you need to play this really smart at this moment in time, because the people will see the gameplay. And I think because Jess did cry and she was very vulnerable and she was gaslit by Envy to me.
100%.
Literally, they were going on like, it's just the comments. What are you talking about? It was we were watching her on the show, literally scrambling for time to talk on her section. We watched her do that, and you're talking to her like that didn't happen, and it's just people in the comments. That was horrible. Lauren needs to be careful because the public will switch very quickly.
That's
people have gone through that in their own work life. People don't like seeing bullying. So watch yourself.
And Lauren tried to sun her. She sun her. She was just like, "Oh, you're the talent. Like, I'm more concerned about your talent because you're a producer. You're the producer, so you know better. You just want a career change now, and you're like, this spot is mine.
No,
I'm going to take it from you in your face and play it in your face.
I think there was that women thing of like
wild.
The defensive came out, and I think Lauren, she's not innocent, but I think she felt the wrath of Jess and was defensive as well.
And so she should. She could have been more apologetic. She wasn't.
Agreed. She was
big, there and strong and rotten. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was very much on her HR. She was very much in her HR bag. Like, very much like, look, hon, well, we go together here. So, you know, you're the talent. So I was like, wait, what? Well, this woman's crying.
Was a wild.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't bear to see someone crying on air.
I was
On
getting
air.
upset watching
I
Yeah.
teared up watching
It was
Jess.
horrible.
It's because you know what
It
as well,
was
because Jess is
horrible.
like always, you think, because she's like a bad girl in her thing. So and because she does cuss people, so there's that thing where, because people know that Jess is going to cuss and rinse everybody, everyone can get it, then you forget that someone like that, where her vulnerability spots are going to maybe be lower and buried more. So when she is vulnerable, that's when you have to take note, because she's like, I'm actually hurting here. That seeing her cry,
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I didn't like
it.
And it's just that she's being judged unfairly. It's unfair because they're judging her as being a reporter. She's not a fucking reporter.
And that's what she said.
That's not her job.
But also
It's
her
not.
thing is, I don't mind Lauren being here, but just not during my segment.
Exactly. It's simple, you know.
It was so silly where they had it like, it was like, but again, without explaining to the audience what's going on, no one knows at this point. So you're hearing Jess with a mess, then Lauren's talking.
Yeah.
And then you feel like, why is Jess telling Lauren what to do when Lauren's been doing this by herself? So then it does separate the audience, because I was like, what's going on? Why is Jess telling Lauren what to do how now we know that no one had explained to Jess
what's even going on.
What's going on?
And had she not gone live, would we have the explanation?
No.
We
No.
wouldn't.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So she had to do that to get her side out.
Yeah.
She had to control the narrative.
It's
That's
very
what she did.
passive. I'm very aggressive. Like, listen, I stay wanting fights, and no one wants to fight me, and it really annoys me. God's like, you little terror. Like, every time there is a bully inside, I am digging. I'm down. I'm ready, and I find situations like this don't find me, which is very annoying. But we move. Okay, I'll take that with God. This is passive. If you try me, oh my, I'm the person in that room that is going to just splatter everything.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm taking everyone's fight and I'm keeping mine on. Because and I said this to my mum, because me and my brother are very similar, yeah? You don't get to control people's reactions that much. You don't get to do that.
Exactly.
You just don't. Whatever button I push of yours, I need to be ready to deal with the repercussions of what that looks like.
Yeah.
And the problem is with people in the... Well, actually, let me not do that. People in the comments have been really nice to Jess.
They have
realised.
realised.
Jess has done what I consider... A lot of black women need to do is cry. We need to cry more.
All the time.
Lauren, I looked, I said, yeah, you're not a nice girl, are you? Because how can you see? You know, black women we take stages to cry.
Yeah.
Like, she's gone down a couple of elevator levels to get to here to cry.
Yeah.
And you're on some...
Well, actually...
How you spoke to me was...
Yeah.
And Jess was like, you didn't even tell me that.
Yeah.
So where is all this coming from? Anyway, I say all of that to say, I still think there are very passive moves that have been made behind the scenes.
I think,
And Jess has been sounding deflated for like the last couple of months.
She hasn't sounded good at all.
Why would you?
Yeah.
If any one of you guys are doing your segment and someone's over talking, you'd be like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's a strange thing, but me, that's why you got to like chat shit, get banged on sight.
100%.
Because you know this could never be me. Because the moment you over talk, I'm going to be like, I'm sorry.
But she kind of was like that.
Is it
kind
my
of was
name?
like that. But because there was no explanation, it's like, why are you being horrible to Lauren?
Yeah,
Jess
but
tried. She definitely did try and assert herself. And that's why when she was saying like the guys, none of you backed me.
Yeah.
It's true. Because they were going on like, this is very normal. Lauren is talking. And it's like, can you imagine? Exactly.
I would have left.
Marianne and somebody else is just here. And me and AK come back from Ghana.
And you're doing the intro.
And then Marianne's just like, actually, I'm here.
Me and Farrah just looking at like,
and then when
it's
we're
normal.
saying it, you're like, no, but she's good.
But she's so good at it.
Really well.
She's so good. I mean, she is good.
Like Sade says, simplify it in your workspace.
Yeah, exactly.
You go on holiday at work, you come back, and someone's still doing your job. Are you joking?
I didn't understand though, because she also said, we're talking about this a lot, but I didn't understand when she said, because her and Charlamagne have a relationship. She was saying, I call you up and cuss you all the time. He's like, yeah, you do. Why didn't you say so? I want to understand that dynamic as well. When you've got the comfortability to call and cuss him about anything else, but what was happening? Why? It's so weird that no one's talking about it as well. That's the part that I don't understand. Like, why was no one?
Because I think it was an up top decision. Like, this is what we're going to do.
They just wanted to play games.
And she's looking around like, is it just me? Am I crazy? And when when something mad happens at work, and I say this in my group chat, I'm like, thank God I have you guys, because I would think I'm crazy. You need to be validated in your feelings when you're talking about something. And that way you feel comfortable and you feel confident to then bring it to wherever you need to.
So to wrap it up, you lot think that she should leave?
I do.
I think it's a good move if she does. It doesn't mean that she couldn't come back in some sort of way. Do you know what I mean? But I would argue as well, like, where is the Breakfast Club going? Like, what's their numbers like over time? Like, do you know what I mean? Where are they actually in the culture right now? This has made them very relevant at the moment.
Right.
But like in recent months, maybe half a year, not so much. Do you know what I mean? They need this. They need this attention right now. They
Jess
really
doesn't
do.
need this guy.
She's
got 5 million followers.
She doesn't.
She's got more followers than the Breakfast Club.
Yes.
That woman is a brand on her own.
And
she's a
I saw her
talent.
just at the Mess video the other day. I said, hallelujah, she's back.
Yeah.
So she's on tour.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That she could come to the UK and do press.
Yeah.
She could do her own podcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just need to go where you're celebrated, loved and supported and respected.
Yeah.
And it is not there. And I promise you, the interest in Breakfast Club will go down. And me, I'm a power mover.
Mm-hmm.
I will leave just so that you know you will never have me ever outside crying on the mic. Without it being for a reason, because I will leave you. Bye. I will leave, and I'll leave gracefully. I'll be like, hey guys, we've got 2 weeks left with me.
Yeah.
And I'm out.
Like Lauren should possibly stay.
No, because Lauren will stay and it won't bang.
It won't bang.
I think she should step back.
People will say that she's good, but that's it. What else are you bringing?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because we've seen the tricks with Charlemagne and MB. We've seen them together. It's good, but people were still anticipating the return of Jess.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Because Jess coming back, because everyone always says in the comments, it's like, now, to be fair, now the four have kind of settled into each other in this moment, bar this argument. People were starting to say, we like this dynamic. Jess is funny, Lauren brings the news, and we like this 4-chair thing. So there's something in the 4-chair that people are liking. But if I would have it, I understand Jess leaving and taking her power. But also, if that's what you want, it's about what she wants. If she wants to be there and get her lick back and be like, yes, I'm just in this space, then I would say, then Lauren, you could possibly dress back and just be a great producer, because Lauren's got Lauren's latest, and she's starting to, as you were saying, she's starting to create her own kind of thing. So maybe
Jess has it in
I just don't know where you go from an experience like this. I don't know where, like, what do you do when you've had to come on air and you've cried and you've been going to work and your work environment is not, it's not comfortable.
So you think
you feel some type of way every time you go. You're having to explain yourself. This other person that was there covering you is still there. They're making her more of a thing. I don't know where you go from that other than outside the door.
Exactly.
And you take the opportunities that you can get from that. She shouldn't wait for them
it's not rectifiable.
No,
I mean,
I don't know. You have to
Angela Yee, man. Angela Yee, I think.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think it's like, Jess, renegotiate your terms and see. If you want to leave, fine.
But what can I renegotiate? You've already taken me for Egypt.
Exactly.
I think there is that. And especially in her vulnerable state. For me, I would take it as, you've taken the piss out of me as a new mother and you did not care about my mental health. I'm only staying if you pay me 10 million. 10 million. I need an absolute bag out of this.
A bag to keep me there. I think that's what I'm
the
talking
only
about.
reason. But generally, I would, you'd be like, I can't stay here. You guys didn't care if I had absolute severe postpartum from this. You were playing with me. You got to pay me.
They're not going to pay her.
They're not. Definitely not.
Yeah, you
But I
kind of
think, like, Angela Yee, do you know what I mean? She moved on. She's moved on. She did her thing
for 13 years.
Yeah, I mean, but she was build. Let's say she was building in that time.
She was.
Do you know what I mean? She was building in that time. Yeah.
But we love you, Jess.
Yeah, we do. We do. No,
love Jess. For real.
Absolutely love Jess. Yeah.
I was seeing her alongside her as well. That sent me off. I was like, you guys are all fuckeries.
They're horrible, man.
Think about her mental health.
Behavior.
So, my enemy of progress. First of all, let me just dress back a bit. There's a little black boy called Camden Stewart.
I love him.
And he is the most sweet, lovely black boy. And he's so talented. He plays the piano. And he has been seen playing the piano in King's Cross Station. And he like plays the most beautiful pieces, and it's to perfection. And like he draws a crowd all the time. So he was there playing the piano beautifully as always, and some white man decided that he's going to go up to him and start calling him names.
Please, for you. public piano. It's a public piano. You're a fucking cunt. Fuck you. Wanker. Have you died?
Thank you.
How long you played? Sorry? How long you played for?
About 11 years.
You self-taught or like?
So I had 10 years private tuition.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That's it. Right, there you go.
Yeah,
Have you got like social media?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's your social media?
Calling him a see you next Tuesday.
Right.
A wanker, telling him that you should die.
Yeah,
you're selfish. You've been on here for a long time, doing all these things. Why Camden is just sat there playing beautifully. Yeah, only for him to then go onto the piano himself. So basically,
Said white person
just wanted to play for himself. So he decided that it was his wanting to play was justification for him screaming and shouting at this poor little black boy as he's just playing the piano for all these people. That guy's in the bin because he's a fucking racist.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, yes. Is he 5? What? I'm going to scream and shout until you come off, basically.
Oh, that is gross.
ridiculous.
I hope you die.
Because
He said, I hope you die.
Like, that's wild. Like, even if he wanted your turn, maybe he had been on for a little bit too long. Do you have to swear as a grown-ass man and tell him to die?
Look, if you've seen his videos before, you'll see that this happens regularly with people who don't know how to play the piano.
Yeah.
And I find that, and I was talking to you guys off air about this, that I feel like I can actually see people's traumas and demons. That his demon was just unsettled. He could not handle the fact that not only is, you have to think about, I'm not white, so I don't know what that experience must be like, but it might be a little bit annoying when you keep trying to bully these people. You keep trying to keep them down. You know, like that person, just keep getting up and they keep doing things just as good as me and even better. So maybe the ancestral demon in him was like, I spent billions of years trying to keep you shits out, and here you come playing Mozart. So maybe, maybe he can't help it. I genuinely can't imagine having that much disdain for a marginalised group who just keep winning. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I can imagine
I think
it.
that is exactly what it is.
That's it.
Some people, like, you know, when you're excelling, you see people's demons do get agitated. It's like he was speaking. There was no control.
His ancestors were absolutely
it was just like, I'm just gonna cuss him. I'm gonna cuss him, and then as he's cussing, he's like playing, and it's agitating them more because it sounded good.
As he cussed, he left, and everyone was like, "Oh!" And then he went, "Here I am. Ain't no one listening to you, B."
He just carried on.
When the guy came back on, was he even good?
He was average.
Not particularly.
He was just average.
Yeah.
Like, he learned to play one song other than chopsticks. It was like that. I don't know.
No, his demons were absolutely
jealous.
Get him.
He was so jealous.
They literally
And I'm not mad at jealousy, you know. I think it's Tolly T that says it. Like, jealousy is still an emotion.
Yeah.
But what you've done, sir, is you've gone mad.
Yeah.
I hope you die is a mad thing to say to somebody.
Crazy thing to say.
Yeah.
Because someone's playing the piano, you're saying die.
I hope you die.
I'm telling you,
It's a
people just
racist
need...
move, though, isn't it?
It is.
To wish someone, it's a racist move. Speaking of racist,
His ancestors would be proud.
Sorry, I have one more racist person
no,
to throw
not
in the
more.
bin.
Yeah, go
I've
on.
got one more racist person. It's
Okay.
a slightly more elevated racist person.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
racist person is Conor McGregor.
Oh.
So Conor McGregor, that fucking cunt.
Do now.
And I'm going to say that. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
I mean,
that
go
man
for
there,
it, go.
that rapist, allegedly.
Ooh.
No, he's been convicted.
He hasn't been convicted.
Not criminally.
No.
So
Hasn't been.
he has been
Criminally.
found guilty civilly, and
Yeah.
he has been. He had to pay her $250,000.
Yes, he does.
Okay,
That's
cool.
why I'm
Yeah.
saying allegedly.
Yeah.
Just
And her
because of-
medical stuff suggests.
I mean, she had to have
shit's happened.
surgery
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
Anyway,
it's an appeal.
Conor
allegedly.
McGregor, because Trump likes people like him,
Mm-hmm.
went to the White House and he gave a press conference, and during the press conference he said shit like, the Irish government, it's a travesty what's going on in Ireland. They're letting in all the immigrants. If you go to the rural countries, there's no Irish people there anymore. They're the minority now. They've been taken over by all these immigrants. You Irish Americans, you better watch out, because there won't be anyone there when you come to visit us, you Irish Americans. It's being taken over. Dickhead. How can you go to another country, stand up in the White House, complain about immigrants, call for the immigrants of that country, saying that you ain't got nowhere to go and visit? Are you an idiot?
Definitely.
And also, it is not true. It is not true.
What is happening in Ireland that he's getting upset about?
They're defending human rights. Yeah. That's what's happening in Ireland.
They are.
They're opening their doors for people who are actually being victimised in their country by colonisers. That's what they're doing. Ireland has always had an affinity for people who are downtrodden. And they're just continuing to support those people. Conor McGregor is a perverted motherfucker. So that's why he has a problem with people who are doing right. When you do wrong, you have a problem with people that do right. That's why he's in the bin.
I can't imagine that's something on his top to-do list.
I would think it should be at the absolute bottom of his life at this moment. Yeah. You literally should be in prison. I would think you would keep your head down.
Imagine going to the whole White
House.
Being like, come on.
But
why is he even a guest?
Why?
He would go. He would go. But why is he invited to speak on what? Come on.
Trump.
I feel like the Irish are like, what? Like, if
the Prime Minister was not... The Prime Minister distant and said that he does not represent.
Oh, because that makes sense. We know the Irish. Yeah. You know? And they don't be making news like this.
Okay, then.
So... it's giving Trump was like, hey, you do that thing for me. You're Irish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, come and talk about immigrants. I just...
Time for Patrick's.
Like they paid him, basically.
Literally.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's a strange...
He's at the podium.
Yeah, literally.
At the podium.
Imagine.
With the press secretary next to him.
Imagine. Like he's got status. Or
Like,
boxer. Not to...
Who are you?
Yeah, not to reduce
this is politics, not sport.
You're not known for politics.
That's part.
But he has the UFC... The man that set up the UFC, he's in his government thing.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, is it?
So it's Trump, innit? He's picking anybody.
Sorry, the wrestlers.
Yeah. The guy that actually runs the UFC, he has him as a part of the
and the wife
and the woman.
She runs, what was it? Not the education.
She's the
new education.
She's supposed to be I thought she was stepped down.
I don't know if she's got it properly yet.
Oh, okay.
But everybody that he was putting forward was wild.
Like
having
crazy
Conor McGregor there,
it's true.
It tracks. It's like, of course, it's Trump.
It's the clown.
He has sexual deviancies. They have a kinship.
It's true.
Yeah, it's giving besties.
Yeah. It's true.
Makes sense.
Because I was thinking, there's not that much black people, at least
not
in Ireland. And I was thinking, the only ones I know are from Love Island.
Hey, Tammy.
Like, do you know what I mean? And Catherine.
I've been to Ireland, and it was just a bloody beautiful affair. Like I always thought like the Irish and blacks, like we dare.
Real bad.
So I genuinely think the Irish are like, we didn't say that.
Yeah.
Like, but if there is an issue, I'm not reducing it. I just don't know. So that's strange to me.
It's probably not. It's not swathes and swathes of darkies hitting the Greenlands of Ireland. I doubt that very much.
But also,
he's just a racist fuck.
You lot came to our house first, so we need somewhere.
Listen, my thing is this: a colonizer should never complain about its country being colonized.
No,
we wouldn't be here if you left us alone. We wouldn't fucking be here, mate.
We'd be minding our own in the heat.
Shut your mouth.
Yeah,
I think definitely with Ireland though, it has been like an open policy. Like they are making their land safe for people who are being oppressed. And if you don't like it, go and live in America with Trump. Like the same way Trump is opening the doors to all of the white South Africans. Go there. Go make it your haven. Go and live in Wyoming or something. Like it's, there's land. There's land in America.
Big up the Irish. We love you.
Big them up all
Those
day
aren't
long.
racist, by the way.
Well, somebody... I mean, this guy is always causing trouble. And I know when we first started this pod, definitely me and Farrah, we would sometimes defend him. But Kanye West...
say sometimes.
No,
sometimes.
Listen, we only defended him for a year. It wasn't long.
Do you know what I mean?
He's been in the bin for a while.
It was a year we defended him.
Our first year we defended him.
It was a year.
You're so lucky I'm so busy that I can't find the proof.
Man.
I will find
We've been going for 5 years.
Yeah.
We were only defending Kanye West for the first year. year.
That's
crazy.
You know
for
what?
4 years.
No. Pause a second. Moderators. This
Run
is
the
a task
tape, man.
for you. Yeah,
Run it.
Find the evidence.
Run the tape.
That it's been more than 1 year.
It's not.
100% been more than 1 year.
Who we defend all the time is 50.
Yeah.
And Kanye. And Kanye.
Yeah. No, Kanye's been in the bin.
He tried to do a redirect.
I know. And Kanye.
We don't always support Kanye. He's been in the
soft
bin.
commentary.
We have said when Kanye does shit.
But you've done soft
You know what I mean?
commentary. You've done
We haven't
careful
defended
commentary
everything.
on Kanye.
No.
Careful commentary on Kanye.
We haven't. I would say for the last 2 years, when Kanye has done something, we have been like, we can't defend him.
Right.
I think that is the truth.
Been careful.
Can you look into the camera and say that?
With
confidence.
the truth,
Yeah.
Gemini's
That has been the truth.
Hey, whoa.
Okay.
I denounce being a Gemini in this particular conversation. I'm joking. No, we good. It's the men that needs the holy water.
This week, Kanye decided, all right, guys. All right, so you've got used to me coating off Jewish people. Okay, I've got to step it up a notch. I'm going after all of my peers. And he went on a tirade and he cussed off everybody. He started off with Kim. He said, Kim, as a white woman, you're trying to own my black kids.
God.
Like she weren't your wife. And
Like you didn't pick.
Like you're not actually married to a white woman right now.
Precisely. I made a whole song about leaving.
Oh, God.
it's actually phenomenal. But yeah, and then he also, dropping this in now, he said to Kim, we can go to war and we're all going to come out damaged unless you kill me. Park that. Yeah, he said that. He mentioned killing.
But can you say why they're going to go to war?
Because Kim has trademarked all of the children's names and their likeness, and Kanye wanted to put North on a track with Christian Combs and Diddy.
North, you know.
North.
How old is North?
North was
12-year-old.
12.
He
Where
wanted
is
to
Diddy
have
right
her
now?
vocals
In
prison.
jail.
What is he in prison for? Jail for?
Rico.
It's
He's on Rico charges. But also, while we're here, Diddy and Kanye had a conversation on the phone, which he recorded himself. And Diddy said, nobody has been looking out for me. Nobody has been looking out for my kids. Only you, Kanye. You are my only family now. Like, you my dog. So...
Ew.
Remember when Kanye was saying that Diddy was feds and that, you know, he has hitters? Again, park that one way, but now they're brethrens again. So Kanye then decides, okay, I'm going in on Playboy Carti because he hasn't put me on his album. He goes in on him.
Yeah.
Then he goes in on Iggy Azalea and he's like, I should take Onyx's vocals and put it on one of my tracks. That's their child together. And then he says, Iggy, you're a slag and you slept with their people. And he lists all of the people that Iggy has slept with as well. He went in on there. And then he decided, all right, I'm going to coat off Drake, Future, all of these people, Kendrick as well. I'm going to say, I hate Not Like Us. I'm beginning to hate it too. But
it's a year in, that's why.
Let's not get distracted.
Yeah.
So he goes in on Kendrick as well. Keeps it going, and then he lands on you guys' favourite, Jay-Z and Beyonce and their family. And that's when I was like, Kanye, you've gone too far. This is enough. Now. Yes.
When he got to Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Because he was talking about children. You can't do the babies.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say what he said about their last two children because it was so heinous. He did remove it, but it was out of order. And
I missed that.
He removed, sorry, just to report, he removed it and then said, oh, I'm going to double down. Because actually, I didn't remove it because I didn't want to. I removed it because someone asked me to, so I'm going to continue. And then had another tirade. I saw it at 12 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, insulting the health and the well-being of
their children.
He's gone back in on the kids.
Yeah, he doubled down.
For the kids.
And he said he used horrible words as well.
The R word.
The R word, yeah.
I mean, I've allowed a lot from Kanye. Yeah. But from you guys, I want to know, what is the end of this? Why is he doing this? Let's have theories now, because we know he's heinous. We know he's disgusting. We know he is utterly repulsive and repugnant. So why is he doing this?
So wasn't it? I saw on Tisa Tells, and she said something that he's got $1 million addiction to lithium or something.
Lithium?
I can't remember the drug that she said, but it wasn't like a normal. It wasn't like
crystal
cocaine
meth.
It wasn't meth.
Lithium as well, B. Do you know what I mean?
It was something like
That boy be smoking something.
Do you know what I mean?
Not Valium or anything like. It was something that was like
It's giving
not a
science.
Anyway,
Do you know what I
it's giving
mean?
science.
I don't know.
But so is he addicted to something aside from
Kanye has
No, I know what you're talking about. He has been, the balloons.
I think nitroglycerin. That's
Yeah.
right, nitric.
He's apparently he's been doing the balloons and stuff. but-
Kanye has been addicted to something since his mum died. And I'm not giving him any justification for any of the heinous things that he's saying. But he's not righted. He is not. Kanye needs sectioning forever.
I have a very
Please.
alternative.
There we go.
theory.
Let's hear.
Go on.
What's he up to?
So I was talking to the girls today, and me, like I said, I'm very unemotional when it's not me and my life. So
Yeah.
I'm like, you mean to tell me that Auntie Wendy, for speaking the truth about certain things, has been locked away in a conservatorship?
Yeah.
Wow, I can't speak.
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship.
Conservatorship?
That's
I
it.
think that's it, yeah.
Conservatorship. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. And Kanye's allowed to just tweet all of this.
Yep.
No reprimanding whatsoever. So my theory is that the powers that be, and this is so wild, okay? I played with Barbies as a child. I have a fantastic imagination. They were EastEnders characters to me, okay? So I just want you to know why my brain is very, very out there. But basically, I actually think that the powers that be have had enough of the black billionaire space.
Yeah.
Right.
One thing about us black people, we're loud, aren't we? Bless us. What's happening is the ring, I'll call it,
Right.
the PDF ring,
Okay.
is being, I'm on TikTok a lot. The theories, everything is spilling out. It's like our ancestors said, yeah, I'm just going to show you everything that's going on. And if I was the powers that be, I'd be like, these raggedy, you mean to tell me we gave you an in and you lot did that? Diddy is a liability. They had to get rid of him. I've heard some other things about Cosby and all the other characters that they've brought down. It's for reasons being that the ego gets bigger than what the powers that be are, and you go too far.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I say that in love because actually I do still believe that black people and black men were kings and above all of these things. So we're naturally built to own things, but it's been taken away from us. But that's another conversation. So you've got players like Jay-Z, you've got Diddy, you've got R. Kelly, you've got Bill Cosby. These are massive names in what they do. And I think they got to the point where they were like, this is getting a bit messy. We'll take this one down because actually there's a bit too much control for in the black space. And then it wasn't enough. And then they took the second one down. Now, Jay-Z's a very well-behaved Negro, okay? He does what he's told. He gets on and he goes, he's quiet.
I hear it.
And the fact that Diddy wasn't enough, and now it's Jay-Z being attacked. They did that, the girl that said that she got R-worded and it didn't stick. He's fighting for his life. So is Beyonce, by the way. If you sell us one more thing we don't want, ma'am. They're fighting for their lives, okay? And even to the point where, and because my friend was saying to me, oh, but it hasn't made a difference. I said, yes, it has, because at the Lion King premiere, people were like, why is Jay-Z there? Can you imagine? Your daughter is in the Lion King, but because that thing had happened, Jay-Z now looks like a weird man next to his 12-year-old daughter. Even Blue looked uncomfortable, right? Stay with me. I've got a point. Beyonce now looks like she's scrambling. She's going to be dropping she's going to be dropping Jay-Z's surname. She's just going to be like Beyonce, no Carter, just Knowles. Like she's now backing away from, she's trying to have her own products and stuff so that they can separate their money because they're going to take down Jay-Z too, right? Yeah. Now, Kanye, why does he get in the mix? He's the only person that can take down celebrity. I actually think they're using him. Why are you going off on somebody's mentally... I don't even know because I don't know what their children... Okay, let's imagine their children are dealing with issues.
Yeah.
Why would you be allowed to talk about Jews? Why would you be allowed to be anti-Semitic? Why would you be allowed to talk about Jay-Z? Why would you be allowed to talk about these people that are in celebrity? Because it's not these people up there. It's not their world. They'll just let Kanye crash it. They can't control him, so just ruin it. So I genuinely think he is there to ruin even the Kardashians, for example. We ain't looking at them the same again.
True.
Ever. Not to mention Kim's posing by Tesla. You think that's a joke?
Right.
Everything feels like it's time to crash and burn. And I genuinely think Kanye is being used as a puppet because he doesn't have any loyalties to anybody.
Well, he said fuck everybody.
And that's like gold if you are someone who wants to just crash and ruin and start the board again. That's my opinion. I said it to my friend today and she was like, you don't sound mad. which I was happy about.
You don't sound mad.
Because then all the celebrity goes, isn't it? And then after that, these people that are doing their thing, we don't know who they are. I don't know about these underground tunnels. I don't know who these people are. I don't know the tops. They can all go back to being quiet billionaires, doing their nastiness and doing what they do. The problem is that there are too many loud people that are now billionaires that they've allowed to get into certain spaces, and we've never had this before because they would tear them down before. They got rid of Michael, they got rid of Whitney, they got rid of Prince, they got rid of people before they were able to start talking up about what's been going on. And then these lot have silently been like, okay, because they're millennials and they're a little bit more savvy. They'll be like, okay, we'll become billionaires on the outside and in other ways. And then it's like, oh, we can't control them anymore because these men are old. They're looking at Diddy now and he's suing his own drink company. He's suing drink companies that gave him the leverage. And I genuinely think they're like, yeah, we gave you it in. All right, cool. Here's Kanye. They spent years trying to control him. It didn't work. They gave him Kim Kardashian. It didn't work. And they're like, okay, just ruin everyone's name. That's what I think is going to happen. I think he's going to ras everyone for filth and no one's going to like each other and then it'll just be the end of the end.
I like it.
I know, sorry, it's very deep and
you're not wrong.
Is there any other counters? Any other suggestions?
Why else is he allowed to do this?
I think that the cult of celebrity is dying. Like, I do agree with that. I think like people want their stars to be a little bit more honest. Do you know what I mean? And know what they stand for and all that kind of stuff. And they're kind of sick of things being sold to them all the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I do think that's a trend for sure. I think like when you cut off the head of a steak, something just replaces it, right? Do you know what I mean? So I think Diddy has been this figure of like, you know, he's the pillar in that kind of world, or one of the pillars in that kind of world. He's kind of gone now, and Kanye's taken his place to kind of maintain control and order. And he's doing like
opposite.
What? So you think Kanye's going to take over Diddy?
Yeah, I think he's doing evil villain kind of moves. Like, I'm the biggest, baddest. I'm going to say whatever. You cannot mess with me. Come and kiss the ring. That's what I think he's doing.
But then why come for Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Because he's also saying to Jay-Z and Beyonce, come and kiss the ring.
Because you know when you're going to throw down, you go for the biggest man, the untouchable. It's like kind of what 50 does. Like, I'm going for anyone, so you can't
But
fuck
that's
with
because
me.
50 is outside of...
50 is not...
No, what I'm saying is that what 50 does is like, for me to be untouchable, I've got to show you that I'm touchable. Well, I will come for anyone, so people respect him.
But I'm saying that's not what I don't think Kanye has the elite behind him, because they don't get behind people like that. That's why 50's on the outskirts.
Yes,
So the only reason I rebuttal is because he says in a tweet, he says, "Oh, now you guys know what it feels like." I actually think I still have it. He says, "Now you guys know what it feels like to." Oh, now Jay-Z and Beyonce on the other end, F them coon and their entire families.
Yeah.
What do you mean on the other end? Only someone from the outside can speak about that. Do you know what I mean?
What though? Fucking hell, man.
It's getting deep,
I don't know, but no, you know what it is? I don't want to back Kanye, and I'm not backing Kanye. I'm not, let me just put it out there. I'm not backing Kanye,
It's
but
fine.
what I will say is this. Kanye has been known to speak things into existence.
Exactly.
He has.
Yeah.
He has been known to say things well before other people have said some shit. He is literally the only one that says everything about everybody, and I kind of am feeling where you're coming from, because someone somewhere is allowing this to happen, isn't it?
It's easier to try and... I think they tried to protect it, and then they thought, oh, do you know what?
Let's use him. He can be the bullet.
I think he's just whipping up his followers. I mean, a broken clock, do you know what I mean? Like, can be right twice a day. Like, honestly. But like, he's also manic. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
At the moment, do you know what I mean?
That's how they're using
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, of course. And I don't think that... I think he's gone one step too far now. And I think like if you've declared war,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? There's going to be repercussions.
But from who?
That's the...
Do you think the Carter Knowles are going to let this lie?
That's what I'm saying.
That's not going to be, because
they will destroy everything. And now he's what do you call it? Declared war with the Kardashians as well. Do you know what I mean? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. He's got too many enemies.
And they were never brethren.
Well, Kanye and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I actually think that when he said about, you got to kill me, my grand theory is Kanye, and I don't want this to take place, but I feel like he is prophesized about him going right now. And I think if he's lucky, he's got 5 more years. But I don't even know if he's got that. I think he's going to whip all of this up and he's going to say, everything, spill it all. And then he's not going to be with us anymore. And then he's going to be martyred. And there's going to be loads of people. And I think it kind of feeds into the end of them, the reset. I think loads of people are going to like lose faith. Like they're all going to lose all of their billions. When you lose all of your billions, where does it go? It goes to the other people that can buy all of your assets. Mm-hmm. I think he is the ultimate industry plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is going to sacrifice himself to have that. The fact that he even calls himself Jesus.
Yeah.
He has to be sacrificed. And this to me just feels like it is the beginning of the end.
It's giving Marta, it's giving Kevin Samuels, I'm not going to lie. Like, seriously, it's just like...
I think they have a pathway. They probably get hands. When they sell their souls, they get... So what deal do you want? How do you want to go out? I would like to be a martyr, please.
I don't think they get any choice. I think they get sold and a sacrifice happens and, you know, things happen to them that they're not aware of and then they're like, well, that was the price. Yeah. But I just think
he says that his mum was the price.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have known that when he was signing up his nonsense.
But he's also talking about that. He's like, I've never been the same since my mum went.
Yeah.
He's in his tweet diatribe, he's been saying that as well. Mm-hmm. Like, and he feels guilty every day.
And we know
there's the madness
he's
Kanye,
struggling.
Yes.
That makes you think that all of this thing is just, he's just being mad. And then there's the theories and sometimes they play in our faces and what seems so sensational is it's so wild because they know that it's going to be so wild. So not everyone's going to deal with that wildness because like that can't happen. But then it's like, yeah. And then it might not happen in that way, in that clean succession. It'll be one day, if it's what you're saying or something happens, you're like, but it'll be so disconnected that you won't tie up the dots immediately that this is what happened and why. It might seem so normal because it's also bait. Because if something happens to him tomorrow when he's like, come and kill me, then it's like, well, that's too much of a reveal.
It won't be tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like what they did with Michael.
I don't think they'll kill him.
I don't know.
I don't think. Do you know
he's
why?
Going to be around?
Well, I say that because he's done what 50 did. He's got his masters. He's got control of his music. He's got. He doesn't. If I was the big player, I'd be like, this is a really easy way to just shoot them all down. You play with everyone's credibility when you've got Kanye tweeting because, like you said, some of the things he says is true.
Yeah.
You cause confusion when you want to wipe the slate clean because whilst we're over here concentrating on that, you can go over there and do your thing. I think before they would have focused on we've got to get Kanye in check and that's why they would apply Jay-Z to him and make an album with him and keep him. Then one day he just went loose and they were like, yeah, maybe this could bang because he doesn't have any loyalties to anybody.
Ever.
The Kardashians can't do nothing to him.
No.
Then are you joking?
Yeah.
They tried.
They can't.
Tried, yeah.
And plot twist is his mum that's saving him, which is why he's actually acting this way. Plot twist, the stuff that he's seen it's not that. When I think about the things I've heard and I'm like, if I was to tweet this, I would sound like Kanye.
Yeah.
It's just mixed up with emotion and all sorts is going on with him. And we don't actually know what is happening with his kids. And I find it very strange that North is always with him anyway, considering everything she knows about her dad, but you're still hitch up under your dad. And you and your mum, it's like she gets annoyed when she's with her mum.
Yeah.
There's something about that to me. I'm just like, nah, man. I'm not saying he's no poster child.
He's exploiting her.
Is he? She says she wants to do music.
On a track with Diddy.
I have a question about that. Have you heard Diddy on the track? Because I only heard Christian Combs. That's another thing I was going to say. I was like, this has been reported very interestingly. When I heard the clip, it was just Christian Combs.
But even still, Christian, like, do you know what I mean?
Diddy's child.
Yes.
But I'm not saying it's correct. I'm saying it's not illegal.
He's named in lawsuits as well.
I'm not saying it's correct.
He's named in lawsuits also.
I'm just saying
it's a crazy move.
Do you know what I mean?
But I don't know.
But still,
it's still off key.
But why would you do that with your child?
Maybe
if you value your child, so what?
I don't know.
So what? Like, you're the father, you're the parent. You should not be putting your child in that position.
I agree.
You should not build a campaign about it. You should not do sensationalism with it at all. It's crossing a line.
It is if you don't know what happens behind closed doors. Let's imagine.
It doesn't matter.
Like I say, I spend a lot of time on these conspiracy theories, right? Now, if just stay with me for a second. Let's imagine Kim Kardashian is actually a lizard witch, all right? Let's imagine that these men eat children, lizards, things. They are sacrificing daily. They are in wizardry, right? Let's imagine this is their bag. Diddy ain't nothing on that. That's going to normalize a lot of things that you do outside of and inside of. I'm not saying this is correct. I am not defending Kanye. He is not my people. I would never with my son. But what I'm trying to explain to you is what Diddy did is just what we see, what they're all doing.
The levels.
Yes,
right.
Okay. That is fine.
So imagine
I get what you're saying.
That's your playground.
That's your playground.
So Kim
but you're still pimping out your daughter.
No, how
on this
though?
track.
How is he pimping her if we're all just as mad as each other? So we all do this to kids.
The reason why it's not being released is because Kim put a stop to it. That's why he went on the tirade in the first place.
Yeah, because he's saying, how dare you, when you're on that F shit, be on some my daughter can't. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
why would you even use your daughter as a pawn
It's
in
not,
that?
But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. He's not. She's in it. Thank you. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like going to a traveller's home, and then you're outside of that. So your brain is thinking, gosh, I can't believe that this happens and that happens. But in their household, they're like, well, we go here. And then imagine one of them comes out and is like, oh, well, no, you know, I agree with the person that's outside of the household, but everyone in the household is like, but we do this. Like, you go into someone's house and they put food on the floor instead of in the bin. Outside, that looks mad.
You can't normalize this.
Can't now say, oh gosh, guys, can't believe she putting things on the bin. No, you can't, because you do it too. And that's what I'm saying. I'm telling you.
But the world doesn't know that she does it too, right?
That's what I'm saying.
I understand that's what he's saying. But what I'm saying is like, on principle, we, the audience, cannot be like, oh, Kanye's just on one because Kim does madness.
I know.
So it's fine. It's not fine.
Well, she asked for conspiracy theories.
Say again?
She asked for conspiracy theory.
Yeah, okay,
I'm saying, I think that's why he's so like, well, how comes, because he seems very black and white.
Yes.
How comes I can't do this? Because she's thinking, you can't do that in public. That's not what we do. And he's thinking, no, that is what we do. And he starts going on his tyrants.
Well, let him go on his tyrant. Let him spill everything if that's what he's going to do. But what he does is he drips because he wants the attention. That's what he does.
I don't think he's safe enough to
playing the game.
I don't think he's safe enough to be able to say everything he wants to say.
Right.
When he said Diddy was a Fed, I saw that fear. Do you guys remember that on Drink Champs?
Yeah.
He literally was like, he's a Fed, man, and looked around. Everyone was like,
like, you can't talk about that.
Exactly. So I
do.
there's a lot going on.
I think you're kind of right. And actually, he's alluded to that quite a few times, that everybody's at it. And he does always call them all hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about Kim, when he was doing all of the MAGA stuff, and Kim was like, how dare you? But is she not cozying up with all of Trump's family?
Yep. Exactly.
So again, that's why he would be like, you are literally, because he would probably be like, I'm just brave enough to show people this is the side I'm on. You're playing like you're a liberal when you're absolutely not.
Modeling with Tesla.
So I get his
posting Melania
actually
talking about, oh, she's a fashion queen.
Exactly.
Like,
that's her brethren.
I mean, I've never liked him anyway, so...
I'm not defending him.
Listen,
no, you know what? You guys keep saying that. You know that.
No, because
all three of you have started.
Yeah, it must be a Gemini thing.
I'm not saying
I just know what logic looks like to someone who's living in an illogical world. So everyone's going to look at you like you're the mad.
He's mad, and he's telling everybody else he's mad.
He's also, but he is mad.
He's part of it.
He is mad.
Outside.
He's the maddest.
I don't think he's the maddest.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he's the maddest.
He's the maddest outside. He absolutely is.
Public facing.
Yes.
Public facing, he's the maddest, but I don't think he's the maddest.
I actually think he is the maddest realist with them, where they're all happy to give us the versions of their faces. He is like, you fools don't even know who they are. And I'm showing you who they are by just displaying it. And you're being like, I'm the psycho. And actually, that's what I always say, though. I like my racism raw.
Yeah, you do. There it is.
I don't want it hidden.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So actually, seeing Kanye's madness, I would prefer that they all do that. Actually expose them all so that we know absolutely what they're all up to. Like, keep on talking. Then we know who they are.
It's true.
He's not going to tell us everything. He just isn't. It's just, he's too... This is absolutely what he wants. Do you know what I mean? To just garner more attention and normalise this kind of behaviour. That's what it is. So he gets away with it. That's his game.
Interesting.
Sade, who's enemy of progress? We had a good one today. Thanks.
So, my enemy of progress is... what are the names from, back in the day, Tyra Banks.
Oh.
Tyra Banks is my enemy of progress.
Nice.
Yeah, because she was at an award show. I think like an Essence something Black Woman
Awards.
Was it iHeartRadio? Okay.
No, sorry, that was. Yeah, it was.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was. I was watching it this morning.
Anyway, she was there. And she gave this speech basically saying, you know what, I'm accepting this, I'm really happy, but what I don't appreciate is, you know, people putting clips together, do you know what I mean, and trying to rewrite my narrative, and, you know, I was the person that changed diversity in this type of show.
Oh.
I did that, you know, and it was so hard because no one was going to try and get a girl from the hood to come onto these shows.
I was rooting for you.
Basically.
Rooting for you.
Yeah. She done a whole big speech about this, and I call BS. Yeah, I call absolute BS, because she's basically annoyed with, you know, these clips that come up every now and again about top
America's Next Top Model.
That's it.
Yeah.
So these clips are like, you know, some of these models being mistreated. They done like a blackface episode, like all the black girls having to cut all their hair off for no apparent reason other than Tyra says so. Like, do you know what I mean? Just controversy after controversy, do you know what I mean, in these shows, which we all watched and all grew up on. And
I loved it.
And enjoyed.
I loved it.
Enjoyed.
Now,
22 seasons.
24.
24. Let me get it right. 24.
Yeah.
And I watched not all of them.
Doing diversity. We were bringing the diversity in, and you were the sacrifice for the diversity. She basically is telling them to shush, and I had enough. If she, on her Tyra Banks show, can bring Naomi Campbell and say, you used to bully me, and come on my show and deal with my rough, because you used to bully me.
No audience.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. No freaking audience.
Yeah, that was a moment.
Talk about control freak.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Seriously. And hold her and make her accountable for her actions.
Naomi.
Do you know what I mean? You see, Naomi was a bit squirmish that day.
Naomi was like, this
you know?
bullshit.
Naomi didn't throw her phone at her head.
Honestly, if Tyra can do that, why can these models, that were on the show, not hold Tyra accountable for their past actions?
Agreed.
And that's why she's an enemy of progress.
I will say, I did see Yaya talk about how she spoke to Tyra at that moment, but she didn't know that Tyra had gone on stage.
Yes.
And it was the first time they'd spoken, and they had a moment, and she was like, that's all I needed, really.
Yeah,
and then obviously she to free herself from whatever the trauma of the show. I think there's something to be said about shows back then, like Little Britain, like... Oh, good time.
Fat Families.
Like, right. And even Diddy's Making the Band.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it was a toxic time, but I loved it. Do you know what I mean? It was racy. It was provocative. I can't lie to you. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to stand 10 toes. And, you know, and me and Audrey will go to the grave together with this. We loved that shit.
No, we did.
It was disgusting, but it built character.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I saw like
character.
It did. I loved it. It was and also I'm gonna talk about the receipts actually, because I listened to an episode where they spoke to Leomi Anderson, who's a model, and they were talking, and she was talking about that very much, like you know, the industry is not nice. It never has been. The modeling industry, whether you're white, black, Asian, the common consensus has been it's hard, it's harsh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So I can't lie. There are so many women from that show that I wouldn't have a clue who they were. They wouldn't be doing what they do.
True.
If it wasn't for that show. So I will say, I will give her kudos in that respect, so Tyra, I mean, that she did create something that nobody, 20 years ago, nobody would have done that. And she's right. She did get girls from the hood.
Yeah.
5'4". Eva wasn't even tall enough to be a model. And she put her on. And now, you know, that's changed her life. I'm not saying that the things that they went through was fair and it was unjust. It was nasty. They were quite mean to them.
Yeah.
But did it make good TV at the time? Yes. Was it allowed at the time? Yes. If you did it now, could that happen? No. Like we've progressed so much as a culture and in regards to mental health and looking after people and how we treat people. It's not, you're not allowed to say certain things anymore. And, you know, there's bits you have to cut off me saying things because we've had to unlearn stuff. I just think that Personally, I loved it, and I just don't want anything to be
I would say I'm the same with you. But if we had a point, you're like, no, actually, I just my human speak. I just love it.
If they went through some real hard times and bad times, I'm not laughing at that. That's not what I'm saying. But we all did. Everyone did.
No, I'm going to say that I was a super fan, religiously watched America's Next Top Model. Didn't even think what was out. I thought what was out of order was out of order. But in the moment, like, it's a show, isn't it? It's a show.
Yeah.
However, I do think, and I'm also giving Tyra grace that maybe you're edgy and you're tired and you've had enough. However, you cannot dismiss and just say, well, it is what it is.
Right.
I changed the fucking world. Deal with it.
That's what she said.
And that's how she said it. And that's the part where I was a bit like, because even when I watched, I didn't know what was going to be said. I was going to like, oh, Tyra. And then, oh, sis, a little bit defensive, a little bit like, fuck you all. Yeah. And it's the way she said, I'm not going to succumb to all these people clipping bits.
Yeah, the way she said the clipping bit was like she really
didn't
know
what she was talking about. One or two. There was not one or two. You had people in blackface.
Yeah.
You shouted at girls, and it is, yes, you took girls from the hood, but where was the duty of care? And Tyra didn't grow up that way, so I understand, maybe you don't understand the dynamic. You're not stupid, but you're maybe not really cognizant of the dynamics of taking someone from the hood and flinging them into an environment like that.
Mm-hmm.
There has to be a level of duty of care, and I know it was a different time, but it doesn't also, back in the day, we still had morals and respect and how to
I'm going to rebuttal. Yourself. Back in the day, as a black girl, I was taught to dislike other black girls. If you weren't friends with other black girls, like, I could not walk down the street and be like, oh my God, you're so pretty. That was never a thing. I do that all the time now. I'm like, oh my God, girl.
But what's that got to do with Tyra?
I'm saying that was the culture.
Okay,
so watching a black woman. By the way, she didn't do it to all black girls. They were all different, right?
Yeah.
So watching an American black woman who's a model, supermodel at that. see. And doing that didn't feel out of pocket to me at the time. It just didn't.
No, I loved America's Next Top Model. I loved that show. However, I have always felt, you can come for me if you want, Tyra's a little bit above her station. Tyra thinks that she's Naomi round these parts, and you are not, love. You were a Victoria's Secret model.
Oh.
That's what you did.
Not the same kind of model.
It's not the same kind of model as Naomi. Okay? I loved her show. But if you have been bullied, by someone like Naomi, how can you then make a show and bully up the place?
Because when you
bully up the place, 20 years later, you still don't want to take accountability for your shit.
That sounds like a man.
Stand up there and take accountability for the fact that
none of this is out. Why is this like profound?
Because, you know what? Because she saw Yaya and didn't even apologize. Yaya has taken it upon herself and I just need to let it go.
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? And now I'm going
to be the villain. Why does she need to say sorry?
I agree.
What? No, I'm going to...
Go on,
because
I
why she needs to say
sorry? Who do you agree with?
I agree. Tyra has always been an arsehole and a bully.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And she isn't going to take accountability.
Exactly.
She doesn't feel that she has to.
Exactly.
Because she is a thorough millionaire and she did lots of different businesses and she was able to give Naomi a finger up to her. Like, literally, she rised above in the ranks because she was a Victoria's Secrets. She knew I'm a busty girl.
Yeah.
But she made good and then she used her smart. She's not going to apologize. She's like, she is literally like a thorough American conservative. Pull your bootstraps up and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's her. So asking somebody who has that mentality for an apology, you're wasting your time. That's why Yaya had to be like, I just had a convo with her. I've got to let it go. She's not going to apologize.
Fair enough.
We're not going to get any retribution from her.
But don't
she
tell
hated
people
her best
to
friend.
be quiet. Don't
literally
come out.
Everybody on the show is like, she hated us. The
were they her best friends?
Oh yeah,
Jay Emmanuel.
Jay Emmanuel.
Are they her actual best friends?
She used to say they were her best friends.
Okay, but it's show business. So.
In inverted commas.
You know what I mean?
She was like, these are my family.
They're her employees.
She's like the Simon Cowell.
It's just
she's like the Simon Cowell.
Definitely.
He ain't going to say sorry for mistreating anyone. Right. I'm not saying he did, by the way, Simon. You're a great man. No, because I like me some Simon Cowell. saying if someone came back and was like, Simon Cowell was mean to me, I'm not expecting him or Louis to be like, do you know what I mean? It's
Louis was saying that. Sharon was saying that.
Okay, fair enough. She ain't going to apologise, yeah? But don't get an award and start belittling these people.
That's all she didn't need to do.
Like, don't mention it then. Just be in the moment and say, this is amazing. You know, I did an amazing thing at a time where they weren't representing diversity, blah, 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 la-di-da-di-da.
Yeah.
Don't come out and start belittling people.
Because maybe thank you to all the contestants for making it happen.
Yeah.
Because without you, we wouldn't have a motherfucking show.
That part.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like, I don't even think she was that disrespectful when she said.
Super, but go on.
When she said, I don't think it didn't throw me off.
I
don't know what industry you guys belong to, but this is a place full of narcissism. No. This did not. Her saying, you're stitching our little clips up in there and putting things together.
Did it?
She was like, you little people stitching up your things. Because in her mind, she's thinking there were so many moments that were brilliant. Like, I remember Eva with the spider.
Oh, yeah, we remember that. And Yaya did fantastically.
Right. So, and Takora as well. Loved her. So her thing is, of all the things that came out of that show, you don't want to stitch up little things. Like your nan would say.
No, but
there's a lot of things.
I know that, but in her mind, she did so
but you,
great.
But you
can't rewrite history and be on the podium and be like, I saved the world. That's
what she's doing.
Me, I did
I did that. Who did that?
Me. She literally did a massive. I was rooting for you. Yeah. You lot weren't grateful. Fuck y'all.
I think there can be an argument that she could pose that she did actually change the modelling industry.
She did.
I think somebody could produce a dissertation on this. And
Someone has.
And they could find a lot of evidence.
On shit.
But then also the counter commentary is how many of them made it into big top model status.
A lot of them.
Okay, how many out of
into?
Let's do percentages.
Top model.
How many models has Naomi put on?
Model.
No, that's not Naomi.
That's what Tyra will say to you.
But that's not Naomi.
I'm seeing Tyra right now. I'm embodying Tyra right now.
Have you got the her?
I got the her.
Who are you trying to do that
Who else put on as many models as I did? That's what Tyra would say.
It is, but how put on were they? And it's a reality show. We know it's a reality show, so we know that. So we weren't necessarily, but there was an element of like, you're going to be the next top model. I don't have any problem with the series. I loved it until they started adding beards to men. Stupidness. The fake weave beards.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
I weren't watching it, by the way.
They added weave beards.
When they
started doing mix,
crazy.
That's when it was the end of the thing.
It went nuts.
Sounds controversial.
I don't know, 'cause it was really silly, that's all.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm another point. I've lost my train of thought.
We had
you were
Britain's Next Top
I
Model
worked
as
on
well.
that.
Yes.
I did.
You were trying to say
of Britain's Next Top Model.
Who now? Look, I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna say. I think you said it earlier. I like my racism
out there.
In your face.
I need people to be consistently who they are.
Do you know what?
All
you
right.
know that.
Okay.
You're standing on business.
Yeah,
and you don't give a fuck.
She can have 1 point.
And the only reason I say that is because in this world there are so many men we can be cussing, but instead we're looking at Tyra. Tyra's not my enemy.
No,
I know we do.
That's what Tyra was saying.
What?
Why are you picking on the black woman?
Yeah, she's
get out of here.
No, I'm on that side. Do you know why?
Why?
Because there's some real motherfuckers that need to be in line and checked, and I just think Tyra's right at the bottom somewhere.
KANYE.
Yeah, but I'm talking like I just think Tyra is not the enemy. Like, she can just go.
No, do you know what? That wasn't
because
it.
I was going to say that the women that she put on are still 20 years later relevant today. The fact that we can say Yaya, and you know who I'm talking about.
24 series, yeah? 24. How many of them?
I don't know because I'm not American. And also, we didn't have social media then. We also didn't, we couldn't find ways to follow people.
I think
I should have been a lawyer, really.
I mean, you do so well.
I would do Tara's PR.
I will.
So well.
There's people that I can think of that
3 out of 24.
I don't have the same.
That's if you watched all 24. I didn't watch them all. We didn't have access to TV like that then.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, but you could watch them anyway.
I had to ask my aunties to go watch Sky and then things there. So I didn't have access to
What could you do?
We didn't have TV. Do you know what I had for dinner? I had sleep for dinner.
joking. I can beg to go to my aunties to watch these shows.
Lisa, can I watch
No,
TV?
I turned into Oliver.
Like, in the cold mine, I used to go up chimneys at 6 a.m.
I lost watch TV and I couldn't if I hadn't cleaned the old house.
We never had a remote control. No. Do you know how I watched those shows?
I know you was just funny.
Oh my God.
That's how I felt. I was fighting for my life, man. Big up Tyra, man.
All
Sorry.
it was, big up Tyra. I can't.
Big up what she did.
Big up Tyra.
You're still
you
an
didn't
enemy.
need to do that speech like that. You just had free reign to do a nice speech. Thank you. Accept it.
Yes.
Move on. Do not say.
is
And I'm not
more.
gonna. Don't do that little bitch thing. That bitch move. They did not need.
Keep
you not
doing
just
it.
told
It makes content.
I love just told Loren Lorosa for throwing in the.
That's
Producer
different.
talent.
Why?
That's
Producer
different.
talent.
Because Lauren ain't done nothing yet. You just landed. You just
still good at
landed,
what she's
B.
done,
No,
and
you
she-
just landed. You can't afford to be shady in the beginning.
True fair.
That's very
You
true.
don't get that opportunity.
That
You
is
can do that
very
later.
True fair.
So you can have a TV show where you're shady, but if you make better, if the positive is greater than the negative, then you can go on stage.
But
and
the positive
you can win awards.
ain't
It is because that's what you
For
want.
the people who were absolutely traumatized and damaged.
That.
Yeah.
I know that. I know. I do know. I followed a few of them afterwards.
Oh, wow.
And I saw
follow
some
them?
shit that I just would go on YouTube and just be like, no, I do really. I was like, rah, she really did some work. But I'm saying that she's still getting awards. And she did more.
Good thing.
No, because she did more good than bad, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I think that
it
is
wasn't just her.
debatable.
21 of the 24 would differ.
Yeah, I think that's debatable.
I think you're right.
Right.
That's such a
I don't know
villain.
what to say. But, guys, well, first of all, Nadia Jae, you've been a fucking joy.
Honestly.
An absolute fucking
It's
joy.
been fun.
It really has.
We have to have you back again.
Yes.
Yeah, I come back with my villainous, spiritual,
Yeah.
very strange take.
Do you know what's mad though? It's like you're a little bit of all of us.
Yeah.
It's not seriously.
Yeah.
A little bit of all of us.
Girl.
I love that.
Auntie.
Don't take a holiday. I'll come back and be sat in your seat.
No, imagine.
And I'll be
I
there.
won't be having you come along.
You know what I mean? No, I'm joking.
I will not be picking Nadia to replace
I'm
me.
joking. I would never Lauren Lorosa. That's going to be a thing now, you know. Don't get Lauren Lorosa now.
Do you know what I mean?
that'll be a thing now. You don't want to be known.
It
Fits perfect.
Lauren Lorosa.
does.
Yeah.
Giving Karen
I
half
was
two.
Lauren
Is it
Lorosa.
real? That's so.
Oh, good question.
What?
If it isn't, that's a good
Change
name.
their name.
I don't think it's real.
to make
it's
it
the
more
real
fake,
name.
yeah.
No. Yeah, it
Yeah,
might have
let's
been
run
the
with that.
stage name.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I don't think it's real. I think it's a stage name.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
La Rosa.
Yeah.
La Rosa.
It suits
Sounds
her.
good.
Gee whiz.
I know, sorry.
Well, guys, that's our show. Keep safe and enemy free. Lots of love, fun, and hugs from your favourite
Auntie.
Bye bye. Toodles.
Dalgety tea.